Have you ever stood up from your chair and felt like your legs just didn't want to move? Maybe they felt shaky, weak, or slower than they used to be. It's easy to blame aging, but what if I told you that something you're eating every day might be secretly making your legs weaker? That's right. The foods we put on our plates can either support our muscles and joints or slowly wear them down without us even realizing it. For many people over 60, changes in leg strength don't happen overnight. It's a gradual process that creeps in, often driven by inflammation, poor circulation, and muscle breakdown, all of which can be triggered by the wrong foods. In this video, we're going to talk about 7 everyday foods that might be silently sabotaging your legs. These aren't exotic or unusual ingredients. They're foods you probably see at the grocery store, maybe even in your kitchen right now. We'll explain why these foods cause problems, what they do to your muscles and joints, and what you can eat instead to support strong, steady legs well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Whether you're already experiencing leg pain or you simply want to prevent weakness before it starts, this video will give you helpful, realistic steps that anyone can take, starting today. Your legs are your independence. When they're strong, you feel more confident walking, standing, and doing the things you love. But when they start to weaken, it can affect every part of your life. That's why knowing what's really happening inside your body and how your diet plays a role is so important. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's learn how to protect one of the most important parts of your body, your legs. I know you are a person who likes to watch videos quietly. If you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, now is a good time to do it because you are a kind person. If the video is helpful, press 1. If the video is not good enough or needs improvement, press 2. Thanks everyone. Now let's get started. Number 1, refined sugar destroys muscle recovery. Carolyn, a 67-year-old grandmother from Florida, always loved baking cookies for her grandkids. She'd pop 1 or 2 into her mouth after lunch, thinking it was just a sweet little habit. But over time, she started noticing something troubling. Her legs felt stiff and sore after her afternoon walks. Climbing the stairs became more tiring than before. At first, she thought it was just age catching up with her. But after a routine checkup, her doctor suggested cutting back on sugar. Skeptical but willing to try, Carolyn removed refined sugar from her daily routine for 2 weeks. To her surprise, the tightness in her calves eased, and walking felt smoother again. Refined sugar, found in cookies, pastries, candy, soft drinks, and even some store-bought sauces, has a hidden power to harm our muscles, especially as we age. When you eat sugar, your blood sugar spikes rapidly, triggering a wave of insulin to manage it. But these constant ups and downs create an inflammatory environment inside your body. Chronic inflammation interferes with your body's natural muscle repair process, making it harder for your leg muscles to recover after activity. And if your muscles can't recover properly, they gradually lose strength, become more prone to injury, and make everyday movement feel more difficult. On top of that, too much sugar affects blood circulation. Over time, it can damage the inner walls of your blood vessels, making it harder for oxygen and nutrients to reach your lower limbs. Poor circulation leads to fatigue, tingling sensations, and slower muscle response in the legs, especially after long periods of sitting or walking. Sugar also depletes important minerals like magnesium, which your body needs to support proper muscle contraction and nerve function. Without enough of these nutrients, your legs may feel crampy, restless, or weak. So what can you do instead? The goal isn't to remove sweetness from your life. It's to choose smarter sources. Instead of refined sugar, try satisfying your cravings with fresh fruits like berries, apples, or pears. They're naturally sweet, but also packed with antioxidants and fiber that reduce inflammation and support healthy blood flow. You might also enjoy a small piece of dark chocolate or a homemade fruit smoothie when you're looking for a treat. If baking is something you love, try using mashed bananas or dates as a natural sweetener. Carolyn now enjoys her baked goods with whole ingredients, and her legs are stronger for it. The change didn't happen overnight, but she says it gave her a sense of control, like she was helping her body instead of working against it. You don't have to give up everything you love, just make one better choice at a time. If your legs have been feeling more tired lately, ask yourself, how much added sugar are you consuming without even realizing it? Now that we've explored how sugar can weaken your legs, let's move on to something even more surprising. A drink many of us still enjoy daily without knowing how much damage it may be doing. Number 2, sugary sodas cause hidden joint inflammation. Robert, a 72-year-old retired school principal from Texas, used to enjoy a can of cola with every lunch. It was a habit that started decades ago. Just a little midday refreshment, nothing more. But as time went on, Robert began waking up with stiffness in his knees. Standing up after sitting for long periods felt like trying to unbend rusty hinges. He noticed his legs felt heavier, especially after his afternoon walks. At first, he blamed it on old age and arthritis. But after his daughter encouraged him to cut back on soda for just 1 month, something unexpected happened. The swelling in his knees reduced, and for the first time in years, he was able to walk around the block without that dragging, aching sensation in his legs. Sugary sodas are among the most underestimated causes of joint and leg problems, especially for seniors. These drinks are typically loaded with high fructose corn syrup, a type of sugar that not only spikes your blood sugar, but also triggers inflammatory responses throughout your body. When you drink soda regularly, your immune system reacts as if there's an injury, sending chemicals to repair the area, which ironically leads to more joint inflammation. The knees, hips, and ankles, the very joints that support your walking and standing, become stiff and sore, even without injury. But that's not all. Many sodas also contain caffeine and phosphoric acid, which interfere with the absorption of calcium and magnesium, 2 minerals that are absolutely essential for bone and muscle strength. Without enough of these nutrients, your muscles may cramp more easily and your bones become more fragile. A dangerous combination when you're in your 60s or 70s. Worse still, many seniors are already on medications that affect hydration and bone density, making the effect of soda even more pronounced. Robert's experience isn't unusual. Many older adults don't realize how much soda they're drinking because it's become such a routine part of meals. One can here, another at dinner, and suddenly it adds up. The good news is that cutting back doesn't have to feel like a punishment. Sparkling water with a splash of lemon or mint can be just as refreshing. Herbal teas served cold are a great alternative, and they often include ingredients like ginger or turmeric that actively reduce inflammation instead of fueling it. Now in his mid-70s, Robert says he still enjoys a soda now and then, but it's a treat, not a daily habit. His legs feel more stable, and he's no longer afraid of going on walks with his grandchildren. It's amazing what a small change can do when you give your body a chance to heal. Think about your own routine. Do you reach for a soda with meals out of habit? What would it feel like to try replacing just one a day with something more supportive to your joints? Sometimes the smallest switch can make the biggest difference in how you move and feel. Now that we've uncovered the dangers hiding in sugary sodas, let's take a closer look at another surprising culprit: the processed meats many of us eat for breakfast or lunch, and how they may be slowly damaging the circulation in your legs. Number 3, processed meats damage. Leg circulation. Susan, a 68-year-old retired nurse from Michigan, had always considered herself a pretty healthy eater. But there was one part of her daily routine she never questioned: her morning bacon and turkey sandwich at lunch. It was quick, tasty, and reminded her of the meals she used to make for her kids. Yet over the years, Susan started experiencing strange swelling in her lower legs, especially around the ankles. Walking felt harder, and her legs would sometimes tingle or feel unusually cold, even when the weather was warm. After a vascular screening revealed reduced blood flow to her legs, her doctor suggested cutting out processed meats. Reluctantly, she gave it a try. Within weeks, the swelling eased, and her legs felt lighter than they had in years. Processed meats, such as bacon, ham, sausage, hot dogs, salami, and deli meats, are more harmful than many people realize, especially for aging legs. These meats are often packed with sodium, nitrates, and chemical preservatives. Sodium causes the body to retain water, which contributes to leg swelling and places extra strain on the blood vessels. But the bigger issue lies in the nitrates. These compounds are added to extend shelf life and preserve color. but they have also been linked to vascular inflammation and the stiffening of arteries. When arteries lose their flexibility, blood has a harder time reaching your muscles, especially in the lower extremities. Think of your legs as the farthest destination on the map of your circulatory system. Blood has to work its way downward, fighting gravity the entire time. If your blood vessels are inflamed or narrowed by years of processed food intake, your legs don't get the oxygen and nutrients they need to stay strong. That lack of circulation can cause numbness, cramping, and early fatigue in the muscles, making it more difficult to stay active, even for short walks or household chores. The good news? You don't need to cut meat out of your life entirely. It's about choosing better quality options. Lean proteins like grilled chicken, wild salmon, or even beans and lentils offer the building blocks your muscles need, without the added chemicals. When Susan made the switch to whole food proteins and included leafy greens and berries in her meals, her legs stopped throbbing at night, and she no longer needed to elevate her feet constantly to reduce swelling. She still occasionally enjoys a slice of bacon on Sundays, but now it's a conscious choice, not an everyday habit, and that small shift made a big difference in her comfort and energy levels. Ask yourself this: how often do processed meats end up on your plate each week? If the answer is most days, it might be worth experimenting with alternatives for just 1 week and seeing how your legs respond. Now that we've looked at how blood flow affects your legs, let's turn to another unexpected source of weakness. A food you may have been told is healthy, but when it's too refined, it can drain your energy and strength before the day even begins. Number 4. White bread and pasta sap your energy. John, a 72-year-old retired construction worker from Pennsylvania, was always proud of his physical strength. Even after retirement, he made it a point to stay active, gardening, fixing things around the house, and walking to the store every morning. But slowly he started noticing a dip in his energy. His legs felt like they were dragging by noon, and he often needed to sit down after just a short walk. "I used to be able to carry 2 bags of groceries without a problem," he told his wife. "Now I feel winded just walking back from the mailbox." After speaking with a nutritionist, John realized that most of his meals were centered around white bread, white pasta, and instant white rice, comfort foods that had quietly become staples in his diet. White bread and refined pasta might seem harmless. After all, many of us grew up eating them. But for aging bodies, they can become silent energy thieves. These foods are made from refined grains, which have had the bran and germ removed, stripping away fiber, vitamins, and minerals. What's left is a simple carbohydrate that the body breaks down rapidly into sugar. This fast spike in blood sugar is followed by a crash, a dip in energy that leaves your muscles feeling sluggish and your legs unsteady. Over time, this cycle of energy spikes and crashes can create chronic fatigue in your lower limbs. Your muscles rely on a steady stream of glucose, not sudden floods followed by empty droughts. Without fiber to slow down absorption, these refined carbs also contribute to insulin resistance and low-grade inflammation, both of which can interfere with muscle performance and recovery. And because these foods are low in essential nutrients like B vitamins, magnesium, and protein, they don't give your legs what they truly need to stay strong and active. When John made a few simple swaps, switching from white bread to sprouted whole grain bread, from pasta to quinoa or brown rice, he was surprised at how quickly his energy returned. "I used to think I needed more food to get stronger," he said, "but it turns out I just needed the right kind." Within weeks, he found himself standing longer, walking farther, and feeling more stable on his feet. The goal isn't to eliminate all carbs. It's about choosing the ones that feed your muscles, not just your cravings. Whole grains like oats, barley, and buckwheat provide slow-burning energy and essential nutrients. Adding in a source of protein, like eggs or nuts, can also help balance your meals and keep your legs feeling stronger throughout the day. Take a moment to think about your breakfast or lunch. How often do white bread or pasta appear on your plate? Could a small change in your staple foods bring a big improvement in how your legs feel? Now that we've uncovered how refined carbs drain your energy, let's look at another major culprit that might be hiding in your favorite comfort meals. The crispy, golden foods that taste great, but could be slowing down your muscle recovery more than you think. Number 5. Fried foods block muscle recovery. Evelyn, a 74-year-old retired librarian from Georgia, had always looked forward to her Friday night treat, a crispy piece of fried chicken with mashed potatoes. It was a tradition she shared with her late husband, and something about that crunch brought comfort and nostalgia. But over the last year, she noticed something troubling. The day after indulging in her beloved meal, her knees would feel swollen, her ankles stiff, and walking to the mailbox felt like trudging through sand. She brushed it off as age until her physical therapist gently suggested taking a closer look at what she was eating. Reluctantly, Evelyn cut back on fried foods, replacing them with roasted dishes and lighter oils. To her surprise, not only did the pain lessen, but her legs started to feel stronger, and she began walking farther again. Fried foods are more than just a tasty indulgence. They can silently sabotage your body's ability to recover, especially your leg muscles. When foods are fried, especially in reused or highly processed oils, they produce harmful compounds known as advanced glycation end products, AGEs. These compounds create oxidative stress in the body, which leads to inflammation in muscles and joints. That inflammation doesn't just cause pain, it interferes with the muscle repair process, making it harder for your body to bounce back after activity or injury. Additionally, many fried foods contain trans fats, which have been banned in many places but still sneak into some fast food and processed snacks. Trans fats are particularly dangerous because they stiffen blood vessels and reduce circulation, especially to the legs, where good blood flow is essential for healing, movement, and balance. Poor circulation combined with inflamed muscle tissue is a recipe for slower recovery and weaker legs, something no one wants as they age. Fried foods also tend to be heavy and nutrient-poor. A plate of fried chicken or French fries might fill your belly, but it won't give your body the vitamins, minerals, and proteins it needs to support strong, functioning muscles. Instead, your body is left fighting inflammation without the tools to repair and rebuild. Over time, this leads to chronic soreness, slower movement, and that tired, heavy feeling in your legs that so many older adults describe. But the good news is that you don't have to give up flavor to protect your legs. Evelyn learned to use her air fryer with a bit of olive oil and herbs to recreate her favorite meals. Crispy on the outside, nourishing on the inside. She also began baking fish, roasting vegetables, and making homemade sweet potato wedges. "I never thought I could enjoy these foods in a healthier way," she said, "but now I look forward to meals without dreading how I'll feel the next day." If fried food is a regular part of your routine, ask yourself, how do your legs feel the morning after? Do they ache, feel tight, or swell more than usual? Even swapping one fried meal per week for a roasted or steamed option could help your legs recover better and feel stronger with time. Now that we've explored how frying impacts your muscle recovery, let's take a closer look at one more common comfort food, one that often hides under the label of healthy, yet could be silently inflaming your joints and cramping your legs every night. Number 6, cheese and full-fat dairy add. Hidden inflammation. Tom, a 75-year-old retired truck driver from Ohio, never gave much thought to his nightly snack, a few slices of cheddar cheese with crackers while watching the evening news. It was a habit he'd had for years, something small and satisfying before bed. But over time, Tom began waking up in the middle of the night with painful leg cramps. His knees felt tighter in the mornings, and even short walks to the garage left him sore and unsteady. After a visit to his doctor and some simple dietary tracking, he discovered that dairy, especially full-fat cheese, might be playing a bigger role in his discomfort than he realized. Skeptical but open-minded, Tom cut back on cheese and swapped in lighter alternatives. Within 2 weeks, the cramps eased, and his legs didn't feel as stiff when he got out of bed. Cheese and other full-fat dairy products may not seem harmful at first glance. In fact, they're often marketed as rich sources of calcium and protein, both of which are important for bone and muscle health. But for many older adults, the saturated fats and certain proteins in full-fat dairy can actually trigger low-grade inflammation in the body, particularly in the joints and muscles. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to inflammation, and even small triggers can make a big difference in how we feel, especially in the legs where so much weight and movement are concentrated. Dairy contains a protein called casein, which some individuals become more sensitive to as they get older. It may not cause a full-blown allergy, but it can lead to inflammatory reactions that result in joint stiffness, swelling, or muscle cramping. Additionally, many older adults experience reduced levels of lactase, the enzyme needed to break down lactose, the sugar in dairy. Without enough lactase, undigested lactose can ferment in the gut, causing bloating, discomfort, and systemic inflammation that can spread to the muscles and joints. Another issue with full-fat dairy is its high content of saturated fat, which can contribute to arterial plaque buildup over time. Poor circulation, especially to the lower limbs, means your leg muscles get less oxygen and fewer nutrients. That makes recovery harder and fatigue more likely. If you're already dealing with mild arthritis or circulatory issues, this combination can quietly accelerate the feeling of heaviness or weakness in your legs. The good news is that small swaps can go a long way. Tom started using almond milk in his cereal and enjoyed hummus or avocado with crackers instead of cheese. He even found that a few dairy-free yogurts made with coconut or oat milk tasted surprisingly good. "I didn't realize how much my legs were affected by what I ate at night," he said. "Now I sleep better, walk better, and still enjoy what's on my plate." If cheese or other full-fat dairy items are a daily part of your meals, consider how your body feels after eating them. Are there more aches at night? Do your legs cramp or swell? You don't have to cut out dairy entirely. Just try reducing the portion or switching to lighter options and observe how your legs respond. Now that we've walked through all 6 of these silent saboteurs, let's bring it all together and talk about what small changes you can start today, and why your legs will thank you tomorrow and for years to come. As we've seen today, the foods we eat each day can have a powerful effect on our legs, either helping them stay strong and mobile, or quietly making them weaker and more prone to pain. From the sugar in your morning coffee to the bacon on your breakfast plate, every bite has the potential to either support or strain your muscles and joints. And the truth is, it's not about cutting everything out. It's about becoming aware of the patterns that may be holding you back and gently shifting them toward choices that help your body heal, move, and thrive, even after 60. When you reduce foods like refined sugar, sugary sodas, processed meats, white bread, fried foods, and excess dairy, you're not just avoiding inflammation, you're giving your legs a chance to recover, regain energy, and move with confidence again. Every step you take becomes a little steadier, every walk a little easier, every night of sleep more restful. These small shifts in what you eat can lead to big changes in how you feel, not just in your legs, but in your entire sense of independence and well-being. Remember, you don't have to make all these changes at once. Start with one meal, one swap, one new habit. Maybe today it's skipping the soda. Tomorrow it's trying whole grain bread instead of white. Over time, your body will thank you, and your legs will prove it. Because the ability to move, walk, climb stairs, and simply enjoy your day shouldn't fade away with age. You have the power to support your strength, starting right now. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. If any of these tips spoke to you, I encourage you to try just one change this week and see how your body responds. And if you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like and subscribe to the channel. Share it with someone who might need this information too, because strong legs are something we all deserve at every age. Until next time, stay well, stay steady, and take good care of those amazing legs of yours.